There's a scene in the movie Spider-Man where Peter Parker's Uncle Ben, was talking to him, and he didn't know about Peter Parker's superpowers or anything, but he makes this amazing statement that says, with great power comes great responsibility. Now, we serve a God that has great power, and in this week's episode of Theology 333, studying an aspect of God in 3 minutes and 33 seconds, I want to talk about how we need to understand and appreciate that God is strong. God is mighty. There's nothing too hard for God. In fact, you could say there's nothing impossible for God. I don't know if you've heard anybody say, make up the little cute adage of, well, can God make a rock too big for God to carry? Well, that's not the point of it. It's talking about God being almighty, all-powerful, with all authority. In fact, Paul says that he is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. In Job 42, verse 2, it says, I know that you, God, can do all things. No plan of yours can be thwarted. All of this picture that we have in Scripture of who God is, about the great power God has, is called omnipotence. He is omnipotent. Omni just means all. It's inclusive, everything. Potent means powerful. He is all powerful. It is unlimited power. Now, in our world, when we think of unlimited power, we usually think of the adage, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. You would think that if that's true of God, if God is all powerful, nothing is more powerful than God, nothing is more mighty. He is omni, all powerful, all potent. Why wouldn't we assume that God is also corrupt? Well, it's because of this. John MacArthur said, although such power might seem frightful, remember that God is also good. When we look at attributes of God, we have to understand that God is not just all-powerful, He's all-knowing, He's unchanging, He's immutable, like we looked at last week. He can do anything, but He can only do anything according to His infinite ability and consistent with Himself, consistent with who He is. God is able to do anything He wills to do that's not in conflict of His nature, of who He is. And really, if you want to boil that down, who is God? In nature, in essence, in everything, John tells us that God is love. God is love. When He plans something, it will come to be. If He purposes something, it will happen. Nothing can prevent His plans. When His hand is stretched out to do something, no one can turn it back.